Evening. I am back for a bit later than I was supposed to because Helmut was on live for his stuff up until a few minutes ago. So I thought I would come on and explain what's happening in Scottish tourism at the moment. Hi, Helen. Because we had a few announcements today. And also go over our history. So if you just bear with me, because there we go. Hi, Crystal. So that's the point of tonight. So we've had a few cool things. I've just not had a chance. It's been like non-stop today with all the announcements and everything going on. Hola, Carmen. Cheers, Michael. Hi, ACW Dreamer. Hi, Francine. So today there was an announcement that they're going to open, tourism businesses can start opening in Scotland from the 15th of July. Now, obviously, that's not necessarily for my business. That's probably more going to be for bed and breakfasts, maybe some hoteliers, some what you would call them, visitor attractions, things like that, because it's going to be quite difficult to have all the social distancing in place. So there's going to have to be social distancing enforced. Hi, Francesca. I was like, I can't read. It's Francesca. I'm calling you Francis. Sorry. It's been a long night. Love you, Francesca. Anyway, so if you are a local person in Scotland, most likely, and the UK, potentially moving on, forward, we're going to hopefully see you around our properties and using the different accommodations here and doing what we would call staycations, opposed to flying abroad, and enjoying the many Scottish places that we have on offer here. So I know that there's going to be things that a lot of you will be feeling like in Scotland. If anyone here is from Scotland watching this, or from the UK, you're like, I really wanted to go to Spain, or I really wanted to go wherever you were going to go, somewhere nice and hot with lots and lots of beaches. We are looking to bring you to nice white sandy beaches in Scotland, hopefully. Now, like I said, I don't know how this is going to necessarily impact my business, because it's a little bit more difficult for me to advocate, or rather to enforce, social distancing, because we are usually in a vehicle traveling around the country. So that could be in a bus or in one of our vehicles. So it might be that we could possibly open, but only for private tours. So it's this kind of same family group. And how does that really work in terms of, am I really allowed to do that? So there's a lot of questions that we have to ask. In the meantime, and I'm just going to put it out there, I am going to start doing my local Greenock walking tours. So I'll be doing the Greenoak Cut, and I'll be doing the Greenock Town Trail for anyone who's local-ish and who wants to come and see a really great historical scenic tour. That the Greenock Town Trail takes about an hour and a half, and the Cut takes about 3 hours. Now, hopefully with that, there will be some facilities and things will start to open. So toilets and things, which has been a bit of a problem if you're going to do the Cut, because for the men, they kind of go and do their own thing. But for us ladies, we do like to have a loo at least. So that's hopefully all going to be in place. So we're going to kind of work it out over the next couple of weeks to see exactly what's what. It will not be every day. It will be a couple of days a week, and that will all be on our website, and I'll kind of promote that out so you guys can see exactly what's what. And then as things start to grow, I can then start doing my other walks. I do walking tours of Glasgow, I do walking tours of Edinburgh, and obviously of my local area. So if I can promote my local area during this time, I'm really looking forward to doing that. So on our Greenock Town Trail, you get to see things like the first ever Protestant purpose-built church in Scotland, ordered by James VI of Scotland at the time. You'll get to see the original, where that church was, which was the original resting place for Burns's Highland Mary. You'll get to see our connections with the sugar trade and the docks. So obviously this is quite poignant at the moment because it's in the news and the media. Obviously Greenock, like other towns across Scotland, greatly benefited from the slave trade, in particular with the sugar. So they used to bring the sugar into our buildings here, and then they used to be refined here. So obviously we don't have sugar canes in Scotland. We would be bringing that from somewhere else, and the same with tobacco and other things. We would be bringing them through. So we were the main port for Scotland, essentially, in Greenock here, and that remained all the way until just not even a decade ago. They had the main customs and excise building. So hi Claire, or bonsoir, and thanks Francesca. You always look lovely as well. Yeah, you need to come on one of my tours, we freebie. So we'll be doing a lot about the slavery, the slave trade, and our connection with that. Shipbuilding, obviously we're on the River Clyde here, so some of the most prominent shipyards were here. So we had the oldest and largest dry dock here in Greenock. We also have the Prince's Pier, so we have a lot of history for those who have ancestors who left from Scotland. They most likely left from our ports here. We also have Greenock's famous son, who's James Watt. He's the famous inventor who revolutionised steam power. So we have James Watt connection. We go past some really lovely buildings like our Sheriff Court, which I always thought as a kid looked like a kind of princess fairy tale castle. But you don't really want to go inside there. We also do, where else do we go past? The town trail is a wonderful thing anyway. We also see Ginger the horse, the Customs House building, which is just beautiful, the beacon, and then we walk along the River Clyde looking over towards Helensburgh and the some Argyllshire Hills. So it's going to be a really fun tour. It's one that I started doing a long time ago. In fact, I was there when they opened the trail. It was a new initiative to bring tourism to the area. And I was there and I devised a tour at the time. I used to run the social media account for my local tourism group here, or tourism board for the council. It's very complicated. So that's why I was down that day. And what else? And then we obviously do the Greenoak Cut. So the Greenoak Cut is one of the top 50 walks to do in Scotland. It takes you along approximately 8 kilometres, 6 miles, along a man-made aqueduct from the 1820s. So that was used all the way up until the 1970s to supply water to the heavy industry. You can imagine all the big mills and things that we had in Greenock at the time. But it also had a really great byproduct, which was clean drinking water for the townsfolk. So it was the second of its kind in the whole entire world. It's part of the Clyde Muirshill Park. So you've got, in fact, they have ospreys in there now. You'll see the odd buzzard, some little, what do you call those things? Stoats. dippers, the wee birds, the wee dippers, lots of sheep are up there. So you're going to see all of that stuff up there. So yeah, that's what I'm going to be doing, hopefully. Just 2 days a week, I'm thinking. One day, and I'll put the information out, because I have some other information, which is that Helen and myself have managed to acquire some alternative employment during this time. As you can imagine, it's been very difficult. And although we appreciate all the help that you guys have been giving us, all, buy me coffees and coming on to the virtual tours, which we are absolutely going to continue to do. The only thing is that it's not really going to sustain myself, our staff, and the business going forward. So we have taken on alternative employment in the meantime until things start to pick up again. So you don't need to worry. It's not going to impact too much into what I usually do. So normally, as you know, I do my 3 nights a week. I'm going to continue to do that, my live sessions. I'll be doing my virtual tours twice a week, and I'll continue to do the genealogy stuff that I've been doing at the moment. So that's all going to continue. I can't even speak. Continue. The walking tours in the beginning are not going to take too much of my time. I live in Greenock, so I'm very local. It takes me 5 minutes to get to the meeting point of the tour. And then each tour is, like I said, an hour and a half, and I'll do those on my days off. So it's going to be a really interesting couple of weeks to see exactly where things are going. But yeah, I'm very excited. Very excited that things are going to start moving in the right direction. So even if I cannot work, do physical tours as much as I would like, I think that we are going to start moving in the right direction, and I hope to see a more sustainable tourism ahead of us. So that's really what we are looking forward to. Again, we still have our online shop. So we have our Dooncastle picture behind me, which is for sale. We have our gilets, our calendars. In fact, I didn't show you. I showed the guys the other night. On my tour, my virtual tour. So we have now got our calendars, but these are only the first draft. So the calendars will be ready in October for order, obviously, because they're 2021 calendars. So we're really, really, really looking forward to 2021. 2020 can go away. In actual fact, one of my friends, actually, she's my hairdresser, and I haven't seen her, as you can see, for a So that's really, sorry about that, guys, over on Facebook. So that, I think, is a nice message that we can all reflect on everything that's been going on in the world at the moment. Anyway, so, but I am looking forward to being back on full form in 2021, as you can see. And it's a really great calendar. We did lose connection, Francine. I don't know what happened. It just dropped. Hopefully that's us back. And we have some of our really lovely pictures from our tours. as you can see, this isn't my favorite one because there were two types. This is one of them. And then we have the other one, which goodness only knows what I've done with it. Because, oh, sorry, I dropped you. Let me see. It's probably, in fact, oh, there we go. I'm just a hot mess tonight. That's what I am. There we go. So, I don't know what I did with the other one. Anyway, the other one is exactly the same, except it's like two. So you've got like a picture, which is a full A4, and then you've got 1 month by 1 month by 1 month, if that makes any sense whatsoever. It'd be good if I could show you it, but oh no, I have found it. I found it, and it looks like one of the kids has taken it. And trust me to blame the children. Just give me a wee second. I'll get out of your hair. Okay, very unladylike. So this is the other one. So as you can see, it's a bit different. So you've got like the full A4 and then the full month. So we have a number of pictures like Denure, like there's Denures randomly. Now, I didn't make this calendar. This was actually, the credit for the calendar has to go to Kimberly. She did a great job with her hubby. And obviously we've got Culloden. So we've got, these are all our own pictures that we've taken out on tour. Some Outlanders. And this is Finnick Glen. I don't know if you can see that. So yeah. So we're going to have the calendars, and they're going to be up for pre-order for being sent out in October. So that's the plan, just so that you don't ruin it or lose it, and it's ready for Christmas or any other gifts that you're looking to give someone for the following year. So Kimberly's going to be doing all that. But yeah, look, a lot of Outlander pictures, as you can imagine. Outlander plays a big part in our job. And there's another one, Falkland. We've got a nice one of Falkland. And you know, it's funny because last night I was on our virtual tour, 3-day Outlander tour, and could I find my pictures of Falkland? No, I could not. It was mental. And last but not least, and it's kind of stuck at the bottom here somehow. Oh, we've got Linlithgow in the snow. Isn't that nice? So yeah, we're gonna be playing around with them before we kind of put them up for pre-order. So we're doing all these different things. We've got our wee Mahan, the wee teddy bear. We've got our gilets, we've got our jackets. So if you want any Slange merch, it's all up for sale at the moment. And it does help us out incredibly to get ready for 2021. What else was I going to say to you guys tonight? I was going to have a history chat, but I decided against it. Because of what was announced today. So if you have any questions about any of that, I'm here to help. Like I said, we're going to try and encourage people to stay at home and to travel and to enjoy what they have here. I do believe that the quarantine will remain in force, probably till about October. So if you are traveling before then, it is probably going to impact your trip. So it's worthwhile thinking about that before you come. And yeah, I think that's pretty much it. On Saturday, oh, wait a minute. What day are we on? Tomorrow, I am doing my virtual tour. Tomorrow, the focus is on Ayrshire. So it's one of the tours that I did quite a lot last year. So that is going to be Dunure Harbour and Castle, For any Outlander fans, Dunure was a filming location in Outlander. I'm then going to go to Culzean Castle, which is a Kennedy Castle. So is Dunure Castle, actually, funny enough. But we'll be doing Culzean Castle, which is fascinating and really beautiful. We're then going to go through to Alloway. Now, we spend quite a lot of time in Alloway, and we go through to the Burns Birthplace Museum. We then do a walk along the Poets Walk, which takes us down some really nice little statues they put in place of a wee mouse and a haggis and other things that Burns has made famous in his poems. We then walk along, we get to the Old Kirk of Alloway, which is where Burns' father is actually buried. And his mother, actually, they moved her body there. But anyway, we'll go to the Old Kirk of Alloway, which was made famous in Burns's poem Tam O'Shanter. So the poem is one of the greatest masterpieces if you haven't read it. And for those who are on tour with me tomorrow, we will get a chance to experience that. It won't just be me literally standing on the Brigadoon reading it out, because that's what I tend to do. I go into the Brigadoon and I start reading out Tam O'Shanter. Anyway, so we're going to do Tam O'Shanter. We'll also do some other really lovely Burns poems that I love, like Te Amus, A Man's a Man, so many, to be fair. There's so many Burns poems that I love. Like, I love Burns so much. So we'll do a few Burns songs and Burns poems, and then we will finish up and make our way back. So it's a really lovely tour, and if we get a chance, we might even have a wee virtual pint at the Brigadoon Hotel, which is really lovely. In fact, I love it. It's beautiful. Service is incredibly slow, but they do that deliberately because you end up staying for much longer and spending a lot of money there. So if Jennifer is watching, that's exactly what happened to us that night. I think we went into the Brigadoon at about 4 o'clock. This was in November last year. I think. I'm trying to remember. It was winter anyway, and we went in and decided this was it. We're going to go have something to eat, have something to drink first, then have something to eat, and we left at 8:30, and then we headed on to Edinburgh. So that tour lasted like the longest ever. I do things like that sometimes. Have you stayed, Helen? It's beautiful. They always do like weddings and things in there. I love Alloway. I love it. But then again, I love Burns, so it's very easy for me to love it. So anyway, I'll be doing that tomorrow at 10 p.m. So usually our Thursday tours were at 1 p.m. UK time or Scotland time. I've now changed that. I haven't updated the website just yet. My apologies, but you can't book it. When you book the ticket, it shows you the right time. That is because I'm going to be working tomorrow, so I'm not going to be around for the tour. And it's not a very, it's the virtual tour on Thursdays is there to kind of assist people over in like New Zealand and Australia. And recently we haven't had a lot of uptake. Most people are still coming from the US. So I thought tomorrow night, we'll just put it on tomorrow night and see what we get. So if you are interested in that tour, let me know. It's a Zoom tour. You just come on, we have a bit of a laugh, and I take you through all the historical sites and show you all the pictures we have over the years and any film or drone footage that we have. So that's good fun. And anyway, that's pretty much me for tonight. Thank you all for tuning in. Next week, I promise I will be doing something on Scottish history. I haven't quite decided what I'm going to do yet, but I really want to do the Border Reivers. It's like something I really want to do. So I might do the border reivers next week. So if you are a borderer or you have lineage from that area of Scotland, I'm going to go into exactly who they wear, what they wear, because I think not a lot of people know too much about them, and they are fascinating and very important in Scotland's history and England's history too, Northern England. So I'll be doing that. On Friday night is our ghost story night, as usual, and Saturday night we're going to do our pub quiz. And I was thinking for this week, as we thank you to everybody, Helmut and I will do another whiskey tasting. So if you are interested in any whiskies or whiskey tasting, let us know, and we will do. Let us know what you want us to cover, because we have got quite a whiskey collection. So we'll do a little whiskey tasting with you all on Saturday night. So that's going to be fun. So it's not just going to be myself. Anyway, thank you very much. Much love. And thank you so much for all your support so far. It really means the world. And I'll see you on Friday night. So take care. Cheers.